Hi guys, it's Nancy. I'm going to show you how to use vintage wallpaper to make envelopes for mailing. So this is a very heavy wallpaper. I got it at a thrift store. It was, you know, one of those pay by the pound thrift stores. And it's textured, like the white of the rose seems to have been applied afterwards because it's raised. I think this is really pretty. So let's start, and let me not say anymore. How would that be? So a typical wallpaper roll is 5, 10, 15, 20.5 inches wide. That's what it looks like to me. Let's go this way. 20.5 inches wide. So the envelope we're going to make is 10.5 by 8.5 finished. So what you need to do is cut a piece that's the width of the roll by 12.5. Okay? So I've already cut some because I didn't want you to see me fussing with that. And it is sometimes difficult to manage because it's curly, but once we get it going, it'll be better. So the first thing you do is from each side, I want you to score 6 inches. Okay. Then turn that around and score 6 inches. Now in the center, you're going to score 1 inch from the edge on both sides. So on where the I'll bring it up, see if you can see it. Maybe not. Where the score lines cross, yeah, probably not going to be able to see it. You're going to cut up there. Now I want to cut off this long part. So I'm going to cut it like just a hair over 1 inch wide. And it is kind of a nuisance having it roll back on itself, but yeah, put some glue on it. That'll make it hold. So yesterday was Canada Day. We went to, where did we go? We went to Embro. It was town-wide yard sale there, and it was the Embro Highland Games. We didn't see any of the Highland Games. We did see the road race. So there was lots of people in kilts running. Okay, fold here. Fold here. All right, and my corner rounder, I'm going to choose the 1/2 inch side. Oh, gotta open you up all the way. That's why it's not going in. And just the top flap. Okay. So now we're going to put a mailing label on here. So you could use just about anything. What I happen to have was a stack of these pink Rolodex cards. So I'm going to use my ruler to make sure that it's straight. And I'm going to add a little glue. Whoops. I don't have to go too crazy because I am going to stitch this down. That looks about right to me. Now for the return address, I have this punch that I'm going to use. I'm just going to punch it out of the same pink, I was going to say retro, Rolodex cards. But you probably have, you know, some kind of a die or some other kind of a punch. This one happens to be Fisker's. And it's a really nice one. It does thick card, so I can do a couple at a time. Okay, so at the top, I just folded over that edge so I could make sure I get the address label in the right spot. All right, now, sewing machine. I don't know how much you're going to be able to see of the sewing machine because the camera is directly overhead, but we'll give it a shot. So I was just looking for the lid for my glue. There we go. I'm going to use a zigzag, and I know I've explained this before. My machine goes in like 3 times before it actually starts zigzagging, so I like to start it on a scrap piece of paper. So just sort of following along. You have to put your needle down so that you can spin it around. Oop, I'm stuck on something. Okay. Now, wallpaper is pretty tough stuff, so you don't have to be too concerned that you're going to tear it. Stitching around this is going to be kind of a pain, but I'm going to do it anyway. But I'm going to make a smaller zigzag. One last spin. All right. Okay. Just resetting my zigzag again. All right. Now on the edge that you rounded here, I'm going to do a row of zigzag. Near the edge, but not right on the edge. So this is purely decorative. It doesn't have any real function. So if you don't want to sew or you don't have a sewing machine, you certainly don't have to. And on the edges, we can do one of two things. So we can either do another line of zigzag and then when you're making it, glue it down, or you can, actually we'll do this way, or you can put this down and zigzag near this edge to carry on with the zigzaggy theme. But what I'm going to do is just decorate the edge with zigzag. There's one. There's two. Okay, let's move the sewing machine out of the way. Okay, so you can either cut these threads off, or what I like to do is just use something a little sharper, is just pull up the thread like you pull up a loose one, and then when you see a little loop, you stick your scissors or pin or whatever into the loop. You don't need to tie these off, but I'm gonna. going to go anywhere, but just to make it neat. And here I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm not going to tie those, I'm just going to trim them off a bit. These I'm just going to cut off. Or you can leave them hanging. I wouldn't leave them too long above the piece hanging, but you can leave a little. Okay. Now I'm going to use a little glue. Hot glue would probably be a good choice as well, but I'm too lazy to get out my hot glue. So I'm going to use one of my clips to hold this here. And then on this side, so that's an envelope. And then you could glue this down or tape this down, or sew it down if you want. Whatever you want to do. So I hope you thought this was interesting and a good way of using up, you know, recycled items. It's tough. It's pretty. Why wouldn't you? You could do other things to embellish this if you weren't happy with what you've done. You could you know, collage on some images, you know, some decoupage, you know, some napkin or something might be nice. Anyway, I don't know what I was going to say. I was thinking about, you know, doing that fancy handwriting for the label and stuff. Anyway, so that's a short little video to show you how to make envelopes. I hope you enjoyed it, and you'll give this a try yourself if you happen to have some spare wallpaper hanging around. Yeah, so that's it. Thanks so much for watching, and we will talk to you again soon.